Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest transfer stories. We start with Joao Felix as Barca and Atletico Madrid are officially in talks over a potential loan to buy deal for Joao Felix. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about this report claiming that Barca defensive duo Alex Balde and Inigo Martinez have not been training with the group in the first session in the US. We are also going to be discussing about that. So guys, as we get right into the stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. According to an exclusive report from Todd Costa, Barcelona and Atletico Madrid are officially in contact over a possible loan move for Joao Felix. The deal would also contain a purchase clause, or let me say a purchase option. Felix, who spent the second half of the previous season on loan at Chelsea, has publicly admitted his desire to play for Barca, saying that donning the royal blue of Barca has always been his dream. He said, I would love to play for Barca. Barcelona has always been my first choice, and I would love to join them, he said. It was always my dream since I was a kid. If it happens, it will be a dream come true for me. This has undoubtedly strained his relationship with the Atletico management even more, who are now more than willing to sell their young forward. Barca are interested in signing Felix, even though the Portuguese international is not seen as a priority by Xavi Hernandez. Given that a permanent purchase would be out of their reach, a loan deal with a buy option is seen as the best avenue. However, Atletico Madrid have imposed conditions on the same. For starters, the Blaugrana would have to pay the 23-year-old's entire wages, while they will also demand a loan fee which would be equivalent to the player's amortization cost. All in all, the figure could reach about 25 million euros. Alternatively, the report from Todd Costa claims that the likes of Ferran Torres and Frank Kessié are two options that the team from the capital city would accept as part of an exchange deal. Interestingly enough, Torres and Kessié are already living on thin ice at Barca, with reports indicating that both of them could be sold in case of a good offer, and they could be used to make the Felix operation more feasible. As things stand, La Liga have informed Atletico Madrid that Barcelona cannot go ahead with a deal for Felix due to the financial fair play situation, but the Blaugrana could be in a position to make the transfer happen if they are able to offload a few players. With formal talks now set to be taking place between the two clubs, a mutually beneficial agreement might be arrived at. Given that Atletico are keen on offloading Felix, while Barcelona and the player himself are keen on partnering up. Of course, the Joao Felix operation has been making a lot of waves recently since his bombshell interview where he admitted his desire to play for Barca, which have brought more tensions in the relations with his club Atletico Madrid, who are also open to letting the player leave if he wants to. Of course, Barcelona wants to make use of this opportunity, and from all indications, they are pushing so hard to get Joao Felix, but it is never going to be easy considering the financial constraints that we are currently going through. Joao Felix really wants to leave Atletico from all indications. He really wants to step out from the club this season. And of course, it is now left on Barca to make it work because the player have already spoken out about his desire, and Atletico are now open to the idea since they are not happy with him and they want him to leave. They don't want a player who doesn't love the club to continue playing there. And it looks so complicated because there have been the possibility, or there have been a lot of talks about a loan, because that's what Barca can try to offer, because they can never go for the permanent purchase for the player who is worth 80 million euros. It is quite impossible for Barca considering our financial state now. And of course, still considering the fact that a loan will still cost us about 25 million euros. 25 million euros nowadays is no small money for Barca. And of course, financial fair play is crippling on our necks, so it's not easy for us to go about this deal. Let's see how things will go henceforth. Then, moving on to the next story of discussion, Barcelona have arrived in the United States for the pre-season preparations. They have already started their first training session on US soil, according to Anais Marti Herrera. The Spanish journalist further claims that there are a couple of Barca players who are walking outside the group. The two players in question are Inigo Martinez and Alejandro Bade. Bade, as has been covered earlier, is still recovering from his ankle injury. Although he is the last stage of his recovery, he is not fit enough to be a part of the main group, which in turn could enable Xavi Hernandez to try his luck with another youngster in Alex Valle. Bade is likely to play a crucial role for Barca next season, especially following the departure of Jordi Alba, so it will be imperative that the Spaniard returns to action as soon as possible. Until then, Valle may receive a few opportunities in the upcoming friendlies. Inigo Martinez, meanwhile, was unveiled as a Barca player last week as he joined the club on a free transfer. However, the defender is still not fit to return to action as he is, recovering from an injury he picked up last season. Although Martinez has traveled with the team to the US, the veteran centre-back is unlikely to play much as Barca focus on his gradual recovery rather than a rushed and risky start to his career at the club. Barca will hope the potential absence of Bade and Inigo during the US tour friendlies could pave the way for some of the youth team players such as Valle to make an impression this summer. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.